2017. The same legislation established offices for child victims of crimes, Spiti Paidiou, as said in Greece, children houses in 5 towns: Athens, Thessaloniki, Piraeus, Patra, and Iraklion. Also, we had a ministerial decision that was taken in the year 2019 regarding the function and services of those offices, including the protocol for the forensic interview for minors. The target group is minors, so we're talking about people under 18 with special needs or from other origin, and victims of crimes, mainly sex crimes, terrorist actions, and trafficking. The purpose, of course, is to protect children's rights, to avoid further abuse, secondary victimization, and to avoid alteration of testimony. The main function of the offices is the psychosocial support of the minor victims and his or her caregivers, the individual assessment for protection reasons for minor victims of crime, the formation of appropriate conditions, places, and safety rules for the interview in such cases, the support of pro-interrogation, interrogation, prosecution, and court authorities, the assessment of the perceptual and mental state of minor victims, the preparation for the forensic interview, of course the forensic interview, and the therapeutic assessment and support. Today, unfortunately, 3 of the offices have personnel in Athens, Thessaloniki, and Patra, which consists of 4 psychologists and 5 social workers, juvenile probation officers. All psychologists were trained in Child Advocacy Center in Alabama, USA for a week on the protocol for the forensic interview. This education is still going on through the internet. Till now, no office has the appropriate building to house our services, and there is no place for the forensic interview, blue rooms, or rooms with the technical support for transmission and recording reasons of the interview. In Athens, the office is hosted in the Ministry of Justice, and in Thessaloniki and Patra, in an office of the court buildings. I'm very happy to say that we also face major administrative difficulties concerning our function. So in Thessaloniki, what we do, first of all, we started by introducing ourselves personally and written to the Juvenile Prosecutor's Office, the interrogation judges, and the police, the subdivision of minors. And also we signed a cooperation contract with the Community Mental Health Center for Children and Youth of the Papanikolaou Hospital here in our town. So far, we were involved in 1 case from the prosecutor office and 13 cases from the interrogation judges. In totally, 21 minors came to court either as victims or as perpetrators of sex crimes mainly. All of the cases were interrogated by the police, and more or less after 6 months were called again by the interrogation judge to testify once more. What we did in that case is, concerning the victims, we did the perception and mental assessment, the preparation for the testimony procedure and the escort to that. We made a family and social investigation. We did the assessment for the need of therapy and treatment. 3 of the minor victims are in therapy right now, and we're talking of treatment concerning the TFCBT by our office, trauma-focused cognitive behavioral treatment. We also did coordination of the social services that were or will be involved in such cases, in these cases. We did cooperation with a school in one case, and also social and psychological support to the caregivers. Concerning the perpetrators, we did the preparation for the testimony procedure and the escort to that. There is a Greek law saying that before the witness testimony of minor perpetrators of sex crimes, there has to be done a preparation and an escort to the judge that's doing the interrogation. And the findings by our short experience is that the interrogation judges are very happy to have our cooperation because it's specific, it's direct, fast and complete cooperation with no list of experts assignment waiting. The minors are informed for the procedure and accompanied and have less anxiety. Also, the minors can address to someone issues of support, psychological or social, and get focused treatment on that. And the minors and their family can deal issues of stigma and clarify misunderstandings. So the negative consequences of all that has to do with, for various reasons, there seems to be a lack of therapy treatment for victims. For example, we have a pressed mental health system by the coronavirus situation, and there is no specific service on trauma-focused treatment. There is no cooperation from the police as they work alone in order to fulfill the 48 hours arrest of the perpetrator in the act. The minors give more than one testimony and there is no recording of that. So we have a secondary victimization and alteration of the testimony, actually. We're not working in cooperation with medical service as the forensic medical services are a totally different service in the Ministry of Justice. And there is no procedure of translator for our services. And in one case, we had to ask for cooperation from NGO that work with people that come from other countries. So concluding, we have problems concerning the administrative. Also, if you are willing, the political decisions concerning our services. And mainly, the government, the state has to answer the issue of a total holistic service by the court or by the police or by both of them, or they can address the problem as a task force which will come together and coordinate the whole situation when a case comes along. Either the decision, this agency office has to work, escort the minor and his or her caregivers from the first contact with the police or the judicial services, and should be the last that the minor should see. That's all for now, and thank you all for your attention.